Hello there. I'm going to record this going from Elemental Magic 69 to 70 just to see how long it takes and record it in real time. So I'm going to... I just puked out all the food buffs that I had because I want to start with a fresh set of food buffs. So I'm going to stock up on all the magic buffs here. I do have the resting bonus because I'm in stealth. As soon as the red bar gets up... Whoops. I'll start it here. And let me actually start a timer. I'm going to try to minimize the amount of downtime in between casts. So ready, set, go. Oh yeah, I should probably show you that I am actually at 69 and nothing. Because 69, dudes. Yeah, so it was no bar when I started. Although I didn't show you that, but you'll just have to trust me. And go. I want to make sure I stop before it gets to the end there. The last time it was just under 7 minutes, I think, so this might be upwards of like 8 minutes, maybe. That was when I went from 60 to 61. And no, I haven't been doing this 24/7 since I last recorded. I do it for maybe 20 minutes, and then it gets so boring that I have to go do something else. So then I'll log out of Valheim, go do other things, and I'll be like, well, maybe I can come back and do some more leveling. And I think all ambitiously, I'll like do it for 3 hours straight. And it ends up like the last time I did it for like maybe an hour. And then it was like, okay, that's enough. Even watching YouTube videos on the side is just so boring. But, you know, that's... When you have an overarching goal, those are the kind of things you're willing to do to reach that goal. I would like to get 100 on this guy for a change. My other character, Bree, is like stuck at, what was it, 68? I don't feel compelled to level him anymore because I usually play him with my sister and we sort of share the load. So he doesn't really need to be at 100. He was like 67 or 66 when we did the Queen on normal. So that was enough. I'm not too worried about that. This to me is just like a personal goal with this dedicated solo character. Just over 2 minutes here. And again, I'm making sure to stay in stealth. That way I can go right back into resting. Because if you are not stealth, then an enemy will kick you right out of resting. Like if they see you, you leave resting immediately. And I need that bonus for the regen. Whoops, waited too long there. It's a few seconds lost. See how we're doing. Oh, almost halfway. We're at 3 minutes. Maybe it'll only be 7 minutes. We'll see. Probably just point down here in the middle like I've been doing. The hitbox is pretty big. I think as long as I hit anywhere down here in the middle, it's going to hit him. Alright, I'm recording. Got spotted, left resting, right back into stealth. See that? When he sees me, I leave resting. So I need to make sure, like whatever I'm doing, get right back into resting, even if I have to back out of visibility. Maybe it's time to put up like a little wall that I can just sneak behind so he doesn't see me. Like if he turns around and he's facing me and he notices me and he kicks me out of resting, I can just like, whoops, go over this way or something. But it would mess up the visual, you know, the nice feng shui lines here. I don't believe in that, but I just use his expression of clean lines. I don't believe it, you know, does anything magical. Might be 8 minutes. He said as his voice cracked like an adolescent. It's gonna be 8 minutes, Mrs. Krabappel. Right. Yeah, I can totally see 8 minutes for this. Absolutely. At least 8 minutes, maybe more. But he's already beat the record that I have on my other character. And yes, I could just bump this up to 100 using a console command, but I don't want to do that because it feels disingenuous to me. I'd rather do the hard work. Feels more fair. Feels like I'm actually playing the game in order to play the game. So, like why I won't buy a leveling service from someone. It's like, why would I pay someone else to play my game just so I can play my game? That seems ridiculous to me. I do take some shortcuts if I get super frustrated with something, but I never do it in a way that benefits my character directly. Like I won't, like, you know, conjure a new weapon out of thin air that I couldn't already make, or, well, I won't actually conjure a weapon out of thin air, period, even if I can already make it. But I will conjure food out of thin air if certain conditions arise. And I haven't decided what those conditions are on this character. On my other character, the conditions are that we've completely dominated the previous zone. So, for example, we passed all the way through the Mistlands, and we finally defeated the Queen. Once we defeated the Queen, that we agreed that gave us permission to print all Mistlands food, right? Just type out, you know, spawn and then the name and the number and pick it up and whatever, right? That way we didn't have to keep farming the materials. And that's the way it was before Mistlands, too. Before we even stepped foot into Mistlands, we agreed we are allowing ourselves to print all plains level food, or anything prior to that, or any materials that, you know, could be farmed prior to Mistlands. We can print it. We have carte blanche, print away. Because we earned that right. Okay, there we go. 8:35. 8 minutes and 35 seconds. And there we go. Yeah, I had a couple hits beyond that, but other than that, no big deal. I'm going to go ahead and just finish out this one cast. And I haven't come up with those rules yet for this character. I don't know if I want to. I have used console commands to clear brush because it was just annoying me. That actually gave me a disadvantage because I could no longer harvest fallen branches. I could no longer chop down saplings to get wood, but it just made it clean, right? It was annoying me visually. It made it so my game had more things to render, which slows down the frame rate slightly. It also meant that it was harder to see things that I wanted to see. Like I wanted to see mushrooms. So like going into regedit and changing a setting so that I also remove all grass. That's legitimate. I'll allow myself to do that. I'm not, printing extra things. I'm not giving myself extra combat skills or anything. So I don't want to do that. If I do die, I've allowed myself the right to bump up a skill level by 1 if it is at least 70 or so. And I haven't done that here. So like if I look at all these skills, these are all skills that have been after dying, I think at least twice on this character. So I could legitimately, given my own permission settings, raise this to 96, but honestly, it's not that big a deal. Same thing with pickaxes, or I'm close on bows, but it's not really all that critical, so I haven't done it here. I haven't availed myself of those permissions that I have set up for myself, because it's not really that critical. I don't die very much. The last time was through a stupid mistake, through a console command where I was, typing die to something, and it killed me when I typed that, because if you type die into console command, it basically you kill yourself. So that was just a stupid mistake on my part, and I just sort of took the L for that one, and one death is like a 1% loss on this mode that I'm using, which is not that big a deal. So I'm going to continue doing this while I'm talking. So if I were to allow myself to print anything, it would probably be materials that are at least 2 zones below where I am. So I'm in the Mistlands, so I would not be allowed to print Mistlands materials. I would not be able to print Plains materials, but I would allow myself to print Mountains materials, so like silver or, turnips or whatever. But honestly, those things are now so easy to farm. Anything that's plains or anything really, that's plains or lower are so easy to farm that it's not really worth the effort to bypass it. I'm sort of robbing myself of potential gameplay and adventure and unexpected surprises that are fun. So I don't know that I would do that here, because I'm here for the gameplay first and foremost. So I don't want to rob myself of that. Now I did allow myself to go into debug mode when I was doing the Dead Razor farm, and that was because I was becoming very frustrated, right? At that point, I already had established that I could do it. I'd established that I was farming. It was just a matter of convenience at that point. I wasn't robbing myself of gameplay that I had not already engaged in for a few hours on my own, which was basically just going AFK, right? My skeletons were doing all the work, so it was just a matter of, do I really want to keep resummoning them when they die? That was annoying, right? I could do it. It was not a hardship by any stretch, but it was just a matter of, okay, now I have another side goal here, which is to try to figure out if I can keep those stupid Draugr from getting up to where my skeletons were, right? And I could have done that the long way, but I just didn't want to. It was like, it's tedious, right? I'd rather just, fly around and eat away at the terrain and see if I can do it that way. So I sort of allowed myself permission to do that. And I do that sometimes. Like, I'll break these rules, or I'll put new rules in place so that I can have more fun playing the game. So really, it's just about fun. What is the most fun thing to do? And to me, the most fun thing is never to, quote-unquote, cheat to victory. I don't want to ever cheat my way to victory. So I don't want to auto-kill things. I don't want to print up a bunch of stuff that helps me, right now in the moment where I should really be out farming, which is also fun to me, going and harvesting things and planting things. I find that to be fun. This even though it's kind of boring, I find it to be fun. I'm accomplishing something. I have a goal and I'm doing it. And I'm doing it with effort. Okay, getting off my soapbox, and I'm going to end this stream.